Hello, you sons of a bitches. You can tell I'm feeling good today. Welcome, my name is Sinikle, and I am back with more The House at Fata Morgana. So, let's go ahead and jump right on in from where we last left off. We left Nell's place because she banished us. Sort of, kind of, yeah. Well, no, not sort of, kind of, she did. Because she didn't like to hear what we had to say about Mel, who we have right here in front of us, it looks like. So let's go ahead and talk to him, shall we? We have returned to the church. Or manor. Whatever. Whatevs. Did you just get back? The Saintess was telling me you went to see Nell. What do you think? Sweet girl, isn't she? That she is. Though she can be a bit of a handful at times. I'm glad you could keep her company for a bit. Now, just to be sure, you kept a lid on all your crazy talk, right? She treated me to some tea, nothing more. The stuff with the flower petals in it, yeah? She thinks it's some kind of charm to make it taste better. Girls seem to have a thing for that stuff. Mel. Would you spare me a bit of time? We need to talk. Sure. Can it wait a bit, though? I have to run a little errand after supper. When I'm done with that, I'll meet you in the room. Alright. You think the errand is... bringing Morgana her meal, presumably. We might be able to catch the three of them opening the door if we trail Mel. It's too big of a risk. Mel's already wary enough as it is. I concur. And we don't know how the other two might react either. It's best to play it safe. No one's going to come to our defense if we are caught. Not at this point in time. So, we'd be better off waiting in our room then. Agreed. Agreed, sire. Though winter has receded and spring is well upon the land, there's still a sharp chill in the night air. Even though the window's shut, the wind still manages to slip through the cracks, making the candle flame waver. Neither Giselle nor I say much of anything, but nevertheless, when she does speak, the sound of her voice, soft and pleasant, relaxes my nerves. The faint sound of her breathing reminds me I'm not alone, that she's there, always watching over me. When the candle is about half gone, the door swings open. Sorry it took so long. What did you want to talk about? You didn't bring anyone with you? No, I didn't. Who do you think I would bring with? No one. I was just checking. Now, I'll get straight to the point. You are afflicted with a great deal of remorse, are you not, Mel? Pardon? I know what you are doing, what you are involved in. I know the girl at the top of the observation tower very well. Her name is Morgana, and you have her imprisoned in the tower. The door requires 3 keys to open, of which you possess 1. You need her for her miracle blood. How? I came here to stop you. How do you know any of that? It's not possible. She could have told anyone. Did one of them tell you? No, It wasn't to them. I was told all of this by Morgana herself. How could she? What I'm about to tell you is going to seem impossible, but every word of it is true. I am not from this time. Many, many years after her death, Morgana's soul told me what happened to her. What? What are you even talking about? She's still alive. You are not from this time? What? Are you mad? Can you come up with any other explanation for how I would know everything I know? There's a single window in the room, at the top of the tower. A small, insignificant thing that sits high upon the wall. And entirely useless for communicating with the outside world. In 3 days' time, during the Harvest Festival, Morgana will die. And I must prevent that from happening. Prevent it? To do that, I need your key. Will you give it to me? There you go. Talking nonsense again. You know, I warned you not to kick up any dust for your own sake. But I guess that didn't get through, huh? I don't care who you are, or where you came from. All that matters is that you intend to stand... Should there be a word that says don't intend to stand in our way? That made me confused, but I'll read it how it is. Okay. Redo it. All that matters is that you intend to stand in our way. What, did you think I was just a helpless little boy? That you could take my key without any trouble? Well, you'd be right about that. If it was only me stealing my key and setting her free would be a trivial matter. But it's not only me. Well, he's right about that. And the other two? They won't hesitate to kill you. Your life, anyone's life, means nothing to them. You don't know what they are like. How terrifying they can be. They are killers. I'll tell them everything you told me. I'll tell them you know our secret. And don't come crying to me when they come for you. I warned you. Is that what you want? Will you find the comfort you seek by being their devoted little slave and keeping Morgana imprisoned in that tower? What else can I... If you feel at all ashamed about your part in all this, if you want to do something to correct it, then you need to take that step. You can't fix this problem on your own, no. But I am here to help. I'm not ashamed about anything. Don't lie to yourself. Don't act like you know how I feel. What the hell is your deal anyway? You show up out of nowhere spouting all this "I'll save you" and I'm here to help rubbish. You need to do this for your sister. See, now that's ridiculous. If I wash my hands of this, I won't have access to the witch's blood anymore. And without that, Nell can't get better. She'll die without that blood. Her blood has no miraculous healing powers, you fool. You only believe it does, making it appear to work. You're mad. Morgana's blood is not curing Nell. In fact, it may very well be killing her. If you keep giving her that blood, Nell will also lose her life during the Harvest Festival. What? You are standing on the precipice of a horrific tragedy. And you are going to take everything and everyone down with you if you don't turn back now. What are you? All 3 of you are going to lose everything on the day of the festival. And there's only one way to prevent that. You have to set Morgana free. You're insane. If you think I would believe that. Nell's going to die? Could you have told a more mean-spirited lie? You're the one who's trying to kill her. I'm just trying to save her. And you're going about it the entirely wrong way. Do you have any idea how lonely your sister is right now? You should be at her side. That's what you should be doing, instead of stealing a poor girl's blood. I've heard enough. What do you know? If I lose Nell, I'll have no one else. My whole world will collapse. This was the only way I could keep that from happening. This is my best option, my only option. So no, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep Morgana locked up, and I'm going to keep stealing her blood. And I'll hand you over to the other 2. I'll have them kill you. You'll regret ever showing your face. Oh, that surprised the hell out of me. Ooh, full stop. Okay, what is she doing here? Woohoo! Oh, fuck. Alright. First 11 minutes of my recording. Woof! Things got heated. Alright. Let's continue. Mel, is that really true? Oh boy. Hold up. I'm gonna need a refresher for this one. Damn, doing that voice really fucking scorches my throat. Alright. What? Do you really have the Saintess locked up? What? Why? What are you doing here, Nell? That man told me I had to talk to you. And he said if I didn't have the courage to do it myself, to wait outside his room tonight because he... Oh, that's right! Holy shit, get tricked, you bitch. Oh. Sorry. I know I should keep going, but holy fuck. I just I forgot all about that. Holy crap. Nice. He was going to get the truth from you. Oof. He got played. You conniving son of a... You were planning this all along. Why would you tell Nell? Why would you bring her, of all people, into this? Mel? Ugh. Tell me, Mel, is it true? Nell, Are you really keeping the Saintess prisoner and stealing her blood? And you said you would have him killed. I never thought you were such a terrible person, Mel. Oof. Oh, heartbreaking, man. Damn. You think you know someone. Damn. Your own brother. Fuck, man. That's rough. I can't believe you would do such a despicable thing. No, you're not my brother anymore. There she goes running off. Nell! Miguel, go after her. Oh, no, don't do this to me. No! Stay here. We can't leave him alone. Not like this. Why? Why did it have to turn out like this? Mel, calm down. You need to go after her. Tell her the truth. explain to her how you got involved in this.
Why? Why?
Mel!
It's all because you had to go and spill everything.
You have to come clean, and you have to do it right now. Remember what I said. If you don't act at the Harvest Festival...
Everything was just fine the way it was. But then you had to show up out of nowhere and ruin everything.
Do you honestly think things were fine as they were? Of course they weren't, Mel.
Be quiet. Shut up, damn you. What the hell's your problem anyway? I told you to keep your head down, didn't I? If you hadn't said anything to Nell, if you weren't here...
Mel, please calm down.
Mel, you ruined everything. You made a gigantic mess out of my life.
Go after Nell now. If you explain yourself, there's still time to fix things.
What do you know? She's just a kid. A little girl who dreams about being a princess and having me have her prince. You destroyed that dream. Destroyed it, and there's no fixing it.
Mel!
It's all your fault.
With a savage roar, Mel swipes a candlestick off the stand. He rips the candle free, throwing it aside to reveal a metal rod with a sharp tip.
Mikkel? This is all on you. I'll take care of you myself.
Don't do this, Mel. You are better than that.
Shut up. You don't know me. You don't know a damned thing about me.
I do. And I know you wouldn't deliberately harm anyone.
Is that what you think? What did I tell you? You don't know me at all. I can. I can too. You bet I can.
Put that down, Mel.
Everyone thinks I'm completely helpless, that I can't do a single thing for myself.
Mel!
Well, you know what? I can. It's not like I've got anything to lose now.
Drop the candlestick, Mel. Don't do this. There's still time. All is not lost yet. Put the candlestick down. Good. Mel's trembling from head to toe. I step forward, trying not to aggravate him any further. I reach out and grab the candlestick in his hand. I can feel his shaking through the cool metal. His fingers were not made to grip weapons. His hands not made to point them at people. Tools meant to cause others harm instead act upon them.
Let's go.
Mel. The tension dissipates from his arm, and his grip on the candlestick goes loose. Go find Nell and tell her the truth. She'll hear you out. I'm certain of it. You never wanted to be involved in this, and she will understand. You are a good man, and she knows...
You've misjudged me.
What? Me? A good man?
If I were such a good person, I wouldn't be holding this thing in the first place.
Oh.
Mikkel! Mikkel. Mikkel! What's going on out there?
My gaze slides downward.
No, please, no.
And there, I see the candlestick spike. But protruding from my neck.
No, don't, you can't. Hang in there. No, please. Why? Mikkel. No, Mikkel. Mikkel!
Blood trickles down the gold bronze shaft. As soon as my mind registers this fact, excruciating pain radiates in hot waves from the wound. I make to say something, but all that comes out is a choked gurgle. My ability to speak completely stripped away.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't actually mean to. I'm so sorry.
Mel, frantically apologizing, grows hazy. The world twists and contorts around me. I fall to my knees.
Mikkel!
And then the rest of me hits the floor.
Mikkel, please be okay. I'm begging you.
Giselle.
You're still with me. Good. We need a doctor. Mel, listen to me, Mel. You need to get someone.
I don't think he's in the right mind to do that.
Why can I not get through to him? Why can't I be there? Why do I have to be stuck here? Please, Mikkel, I beg of you. Hold on. I can't bear to lose you. Mikkel! No, please, don't leave me.
Giselle. I'm sorry. I failed you.
Mikkel! Mikkel! Mikkel!
I'm sorry. I couldn't
Mikkel!
get you out of...
No, you can't.
No! Dead. Gonzo. Dead end. Yay! Alright. Cool. Well, that was that. Alright. So that was that ending. Let's continue on with the actual story, shall we? Go and pick the other option. We ourselves are going to go after Nell. We have to stop her. Bring her back. Yes. Chase after her. Go. Nell.
Don't follow me. Just go away. Leave me alone.
Stop. If you run away from him now, Mel will never come back from this. Trust me, he just stabbed me in the neck. What if? Right? What if? Alright, now that we're continuing on with the story, overwrite that with that. Perfect.
Then why did you tell me? Why did you tell me what he was doing? If you hadn't said anything, everything would still be fine. Why wouldn't be in this horrible mess? If you hadn't said anything, I could have kept on believing in him.
No. Things wouldn't be fine. Why can you not see that? You shouldn't put faith in your ideal brother, but your real one, the boy in that room, stricken with regret. If I hadn't said anything, the facade would have ruined you both sooner or later. No. In truth, your relationship was already broken. Damn. Harsh reality. You were simply ignoring the spreading cracks.
Phrasing.
I know, on some level you had realized that Mel was keeping something incredibly important from you. And that secret was tearing you apart.
There's nothing good about this, though. Now we'll never go back to the way we were. We can never go back to what it was like when we were kids, just the two of us, playing together every day, having fun.
Everyone's childhood comes to an end. The flow of time is impartial. You cannot fight it. What you can do, what only you can do, is choose how you change. But I will admit, I am the one who opened your wounds, and now I'm putting the responsibility of trending.
Trending? There's no R there. Excuse me. Woohoo.
Responsibility of tending to them onto you. It's cruel, I know. But if you don't come to terms with Mel and make him withdraw his participation, even greater suffering awaits you far in the future. It's not over yet, and you cannot let this be where it ends. The bonds you formed over the years are not yet broken, and you can do what I was never able to. You can still repair your relationship.
But I'm scared. Scared that my brother, that my Mel, could do such terrible things. That he could say, he would kill you. He used to be such a kind brother, a good brother. He was always so friendly to everyone. But it was all a lie. It was all a big act to fool me.
No, it was not all an act. There was truth to it. He is a kind-hearted boy, an ordinary young man, whose kindness was twisted by circumstance. And it doesn't matter how good a person has it. Everyone has the potential to do terrible things when baked. Baked?
I'm surely baked. Hello. What? I don't know.
When backed into a corner.
You think you know everything?
I know that much. Nell, if you want your brother back, you have to act now. Please, you must take action.
But I'm scared. What am I supposed to say to him? I don't know.
I'll be there with you. You don't have to face this alone. There's more to the story than we've heard. We don't know how he got himself involved in this. And I mean to get the rest of it out of him. And you need to be there to hear it.
If, when I hear what he has to say, I try to say something I shouldn't. If I try to say something that will ruin everything, you'll stop me? You are the one who told me to open my eyes and face him. You're the one who made this whole mess. What am I supposed to do if all of this destroys everything I have? You said you'd be my brother, right? So be a good brother and help me out here. Help her, man, please! Promise me. You'll make sure nothing goes bad. You'll do that, won't you? Mikhail, just say yes. We won't let this go bad. Have faith in yourself. Faith that you put their relationship on track to recovering. Promise her. Give her the courage she wants from you.
Attaboy! You have nothing to fear. I'll be there for you. I'll help both of you.
Okay. I'll do it. I'll go back.
Thank you, Giselle.
Oh, don't mention it. Now let's go see what he has to say for himself. Let's draw back the curtain.
Yes, let's.
You may have noticed my voice has slightly changed using his, lines and stuff. Because it's been a little bit of time since my last recording, and because I'm using a different set of headphones that's like altering my sense of hearing a little bit. It's like over-ear headphones, which is unusual for me because I usually wear on-ear headphones instead of over-ear. Well, technically, whatever. So yeah, slightly different tonage of how I do his voice. Sorry about that, but it's kind of the same, kind of, sort of. Well, whatever. Anyway, yeah, that's the reason why. Anyway, back to this. Mel. Mel, what did you come back for? To ridicule me? I'm not the brother you thought I was, huh? Not at all what you wanted me to be. It's all over. Everything Mikkel said is true. There's a girl imprisoned in the tower. A completely innocent girl. The girl who saved your life, in fact. Go on, tell me how cruel and terrible and evil I am. I'm no prince. Here's an idea. Why don't you make him your new prince?
You can do it, Nell. Ask him.
You have your reasons, don't you? You have some reason for being a part of all of this, right? A reason? Yeah, I have a reason, alright. I wanted to save her life. I needed her blood to cure you, so I had her locked up. Tell me the truth. I don't remember much about when the Saintess came to visit, but I do remember a little. I remember her saying she would gladly give whatever she could to the sick and needy, which means you had no need to lock her up.
Oh, got you there. It would seem the tale Morgana showed me was true. She really was a saint.
Yes, she was. Tell me the truth, Mel. Tell me everything.
There's nothing to tell.
There is, I know it. There's more to a story than just the facts. The things you thought, the things you felt, are all pieces that combine to make the whole story. Isn't that right, Mikkel?
You are exactly right, my dear.
If you hadn't said anything, we could have gone on with our lives as normal. No, Mel, we couldn't have. I thought so too at first, but it's not true. Our normal lives ended long ago. Tell me the truth, Mel. No matter what it is, I can handle it. No, Nell, you can't. A girl like you, who dreams of becoming a princess, couldn't possibly bear to see or hear how hideous her brother has become. How could I know if you don't say anything, though? That's how it's always been with us. You were nice to me, And that was all I needed. I never looked beyond the surface. I made you into my ideal brother, and I latched on to that image of you. You are a kind person, Mel. You really are. So kind, you played along with my fantasy that you were a prince. But you don't have to act for me anymore. I want to know the real you. I'm all done being a princess. I'm just your little sister now, nothing more. Your one and only little sister, Mel. Damn.
You need to do this, Mel. You need to tell her your story. Until you do, we have no way of understanding what you've been through, what you are going through.
No way. If I tell you, you'll lose any hope you had left in me.
As Nell has, you need to release yourself from your own idealized fantasy, Nell. You have someone right here, standing beside you, who will accept you for who you are. I know good and well just how hard it can be to have someone dear to you see the side of you that you didn't want to show them. I think you want to get it off your chest, though, and I think you want forgiveness. Fantasies are not everlasting. They all crumble eventually.
Holy fucking mind blown, hell yeah. Yeah, true. That's why they're called fantasies, you know, it's most certainly never, not everlasting.
Woohoo! Show us the real Mel. Tell us your story without embellishments or omissions.
Mel? Okay. I'll tell you. Not like I have any other options. Nell, if at any point you can't bear to hear any more, so be it. You are free to leave whenever you like. I won't go anywhere. I can almost guarantee you. I pray that ends up being true. Alright. Here goes. The whole story, from start to finish, of how I ended up in this mess. Well, shit, here we go. Damn. Until around the time I turned 17, my life was mostly uneventful. On days when it was nice out, I would take walks around the house's grounds, sometimes napping beneath a tree. It was picturesque, and you were always there with me. You have the same flaccid-haired, colored hair as me, but yours always seemed to glisten in the sun, whereas mine is flat and dull. You shone like a tiny little dancing sun. At the time, I assumed that was how life would always be. I genuinely wanted it to be that way. Following my 17th birthday, though, I was met with a deluge of changes. First, Father fell ill and passed away shortly thereafter. With his death came the question of who would be the next head. As the oldest son, normally it would fall on me to take his place. I was 17. By all means enough of an adult to handle things myself. Or Well, that's what I thought, anyway. Nobody else did, though. After discussions I had no part in, it was decided that my uncle would be the next head. That they weren't confident I had the spine to do the job properly. I wasn't sure what to think. Part of me wanted to know why nobody bothered talking to me, and part of me was relieved. Somewhere inside, I knew I didn't have what it took, so I was more than happy to let someone else take that responsibility. If it meant I could go on with my quiet life, I didn't care who they picked. My uncle, though, seemed to have caught on to my apathy. Apathy? There we go. Which he did not take kindly to. Whoopsies! And in response, he formally disowned me. Ah, well, I expected that. Cliche enough. You are not the only one who still had some growing up to do, Nell. I wasn't quite the adult I'd thought I was either. Some people need to take a little bit more time. No big deal. Fortunately, if you want to call it fortune, I was given enough money to live on for a decent length of time, as well as a place to stay. It was a small house, far from home, this way of making it hard for me to come back. Not that I had any intention of returning. But the best thing to come out of it all was you coming with me, Nell. So this is our new home, dearest Mel. Yep, so it is. It's amazing how little there is. No big yard, no paintings, no vases filled with colorful flowers, no silver bowls full of freshly picked fruit. But there is you and me. You are not going to go and say you want to return home in a couple months when you realize life isn't as luxurious here as it was back there, are you? There's only one thing in the whole world I really need. Oh? Honestly, I can live without shiny shoes and pretty dresses like Mother wears. I don't need oh, wait. Yeah, what the hell happened to the mother? Wait, what? I only read that the father died. So what? Uncle comes in, takes over, and marries the brother-in-law? What? No, not brother-in-law. Why am I? I'm confused. Shut up. Shut up. Oh shit. I can't even speak words right now. My brain. Help! Help! Oh shit, that's funny. Never mind. But yeah, what happened? Like, it never explained, like, what the mother's thoughts were or anything like that. Like, what the hell? Just sidestepped or something? What the hell? Weird. Alright. Anyways, sorry, moving on. I don't need composers to come and write me songs for my birthday. As long as I have the one thing that matters most to me, I could do without anything else. Are you saying... I'm as happy as I've ever been. I don't need all that fancy expensive stuff. We may not have a huge yard, but the sun shines everywhere. Flowers can grow even without a gardener tending to them. Nell, I'll do whatever I can for you, dearest Mel. Are you hungry? I'm hungry. Oh, yeah, a bit. Alright, I'll make something then. Start off with some fruit jam, then maybe make a pie out of it. What else sounds good? I'm craving cookies. Alright. That's not proper food. Come on now. Just desserts. You've got quite the sweet tooth. You're going to make yourself sick like that. That's the first smile I've seen. No, wait, yeah, I was right. That's the first smile I've seen since we got here. What? that can't be right. I'm sure I've been smiling. Nope, you've been frowning all day. Whatever you say. Forget about all that stuff at home. We've got each other. We could do this. Who cares that we're not rich anymore? We'll figure things out in no time. And then, we'll have even more fun than we did back there. Yeah. You're right. It will all work out, dearest Mel. I'll always be here for you. You've got yourself an adorable little princess. What more could you possibly need? Cheer up. Thanks. I'm really glad you decided to come with me. Did you think for a second I wouldn't? I'm your princess, dearest Mel. And princesses belong with their princes. Princes. God damn it. Today is not a good day for me, is it? I suppose so. Heyo. Until that day, I had never known how good it felt to have someone who wanted me in their life. Who saw me for me. I realized for the first time how blessed I had always been. Well, sounds like he had his eyes wide open there, woohoo! I was hardly prince material. I wasn't strong or handsome or regal enough for that. But Nell calling me her prince gave me the illusion of being worth something. It made me feel like I could keep on being that richly blessed young man, even this far away from home. While I had been given some money, my supply was far from infinite. I knew I would eventually have to find some kind of work, some way to support myself and Nell. But to be quite honest, I couldn't gather the motivation to do much of anything. My whole life had changed so abruptly, so dramatically, that my mind just wasn't able to keep up. It had knocked me on my backside. On my ass! And I didn't have the strength to get back up. Pussy! I couldn't tell what... Sorry, after that... Where did that come from? I don't know. I'm sorry. I apologize. Anyways, I couldn't tell Nell that, of course, so this is what I said instead. I'm staying home because I want to be with you as much as possible. And she happily took me at my word. Our new life together was quiet and unremarkable. Even so, it was still a constant stream of new experiences for the two of us, having been pampered our entire lives. Yeah, I'm screwing up a lot today, aren't I? Damn. Welcome home, dearest Mel. What did you buy today? I got a chicken. Wow, I've never seen one so up close before. Are we going to keep it as a pet? Oh my god, it's still alive. Let me guess, he stole that. I was planning on using it for supper. What? You're going to cook it? That's the idea. You like chicken though, don't you? Steamed especially, if I remember right? Yes, but... Oh god, the sound effect scared the shit out of me. I was not expecting that in my right ear. Holy shit. Why was that only in my right ear? What the hell? That's weird. Anyway, well, anyways. But it's all covered in feathers and flapping about. How are we supposed to cook it? Well, first we kill it. We pick off the feathers. We skin it. Not skin it. You know what I mean. Oh, shit. If I remember, the guy said you have to pluck the feathers, then cut off its head. Okay, now that's just fucking torture. Okay, no. Wrong. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Okay, if you want to torture the fucking poor chicken before you fucking actually full on kill it, then go ahead. You drain all the blood. Ew! No way, absolutely not. Not in a million years. You do it, Mel. What? I've never done this before. Well, I'm not, so you do it. Alright. I'll bring it to the... Not inside, do it outside. Okay. Rough crowd. Oh my god, we're actually outside. Oh my god. We're actually doing it. I've never had to slaughter a chicken before. The chefs back home always took care of it. God, I hope I don't screw this up. Well, I'm not going to accomplish anything if I just sit here worrying. Just gotta give it my best shot. Oh, please. Please don't put up a fight. I can't watch. On the count of 3, okay? The count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, if it flew away, or, well, not flew, but, like, retreated. Sure, we'll use that word. We lost our food now! Oh, well. Tough luck. Come back! It's gone. Yeah, I figured. Yikes. At first, I was just fumbling about in the dark, constantly messing up everything I tried. But in time, I started getting more comfortable with things, and I stopped pining for my old life. For the longest time, I couldn't shake the memory of the fact that I had once been a noble. I was constantly wondering how I had ended up there, why this was happening to me. Nell had seemed to have adjusted fairly quickly, but I wasn't faring so well. I was surprised, honestly. I figured if anyone was going to have an issue with our new lifestyle, it was going to be her, not me. Back home, Nell had tended to be, well, a bit of a princess. She was frequently harsh with the Abigails, scolding them for the smallest of things. There were times I thought she might be biting her tongue for my sake, but every time it crossed my mind, she would say, "I've got you, dearest Mel. Everything's just fine." And it was those words that kept me going. Interesting. Oh, dearest Mel, I just had the most wonderful idea. Would you like to hear it? Sure, what's your idea? We should get married. What? You can't be serious. As serious gets. I mean, we are basically married already in everything but name. We can't do that, we're siblings. Nobody here needs to know that. They can guess from our hair and eye color, though. I don't think we look that much alike. Anyway, whatever gave you that idea? If we get married, then we could be together forever. We can do just that as well as brother and sister. It's not the same, though. No one ever says two siblings lived happily ever after. I want to be with you for the rest of my life, dearest Mel. And the best way to do that is to get married. But Nell, what are you so hesitant for? Is there someone you pine for? No, but then there's no problem. We are blood-related siblings. Does she realize that getting married means eventually having children and everything that leads up to that? That goes against the teachings of the Lord. Oh, well, that's the first time he's ever brought that up. Huh. I mean the Lord stuff, by the way. Anyways. No. She's still just a kid chasing after a fairy tale ending. She doesn't understand the reality of what she's trying to say. Sometimes, I'm not sure what to do with you, Nell. So you'll marry me? But right now, I know you need God's word. Starting tonight, you're getting, your own private sermon every night. Understand? Bleh. God damn it. My instruction was as much for my own sake as it was for Nell's. I'm not going to lie, the thought did cross my mind that her proposition might not be so bad. Oh boy. No, it should never cross your mind. Not even for a second, my man. For one, I couldn't imagine spending the rest of my life with anyone else, and it had been her smile that had kept me going when things got difficult. But I knew that it was a sin, and I didn't think I would be able to live with myself if I crossed that line. So night after night, I taught her, reminded her that we were brother and sister, and that we didn't have to be anything more for her to be the most important person in the world to me. Aw. And after about our 3rd month away from home, that life began crumbling. Nell woke up one day with a high fever that refused to break. At first I thought it was just a cold, and that she'd be over it soon enough. But as much as I tried to convince myself, oh, she'll be better tomorrow, she just kept getting worse, until eventually she couldn't even get out of bed. She had visibly lost weight, and I had never heard her voice so weak and lethargic before. Is there anything you'd like me to get you, Nell? All I want is you to be here with me, dearest Mel. You really should eat something. I'll make something you like. How about a nice, expensive chicken? The last one got away, but I won't let that happen this time. I'm not really in the mood for anything too heavy. Oh. Okay. Don't you worry, Mel. I'll be better before you know it. Yeah. Yeah, you will. You'll be just fine. Everything's going to be back to normal soon. Mm-hmm. Watching Nell grow weaker every day scared the hell out of me. I desperately did not want to lose her. If I lost her, then who would be left that wanted me? Who would tell me I was worth something? Who would say nice things about me? Who would be there with me every day? Just when I had started to feel optimistic about this new life, started to feel comfortable in it, it was looking like it might fall apart again. I searched everywhere for some medicine that could cure her. Healthy foods, fruits and vegetables that supposed medicinal properties. With supposed medicinal properties, excuse me. Anything that I could get my hands on. I prayed. And Nell, you were overjoyed. You were thrilled I could go to such lengths. You were thrilled I would go to such lengths for you. But the reality is, I was really doing it for myself. Damn. But as much as I searched, I couldn't find anything that worked, and I started to panic. I would go to bed at night afraid I'd wake up the next morning and Nell wouldn't wake up. I was already grasping at straws, and I was ready to try anything that had even the slightest chance of curing her. And then one day I heard whispers. Whispers of a witch who lived by the lake. They said she was a recluse, that she hardly ever left her house, and that she hadn't been down to the city in years. They told me she might have some medicinal herbs that could help, so I rushed down to the lake to see her. The same lake as Morgana's current whereabouts, Oh boy, here we go. Sitting by the shore was a small cottage, even less luxurious than where Nell and I were living at the time. Seeing the thin trails of smoke rising from the chimney, I was convinced that the rumors were true. A witch lived in that house. I wasn't sure what to expect, being a recluse. I figured she wasn't going to be very sociable, at least. To tell you the truth, I was kind of scared to knock on her door. But I had exhausted all my other options. So, I clenched my teeth and gave the door 2 firm raps. Damn, I didn't even have to do it myself. Well. Who's there? The sound of her voice caught me off guard, and all I could do was stare at the door with a knot in my throat. Based on the information I had, I'd assumed I was going to find a wrinkly old woman. But that was the voice of a young girl. And even though she'd only said 2 words, there was something indescribably enchanting about that voice. I could listen to her talk for hours on end, and in some kind of strange, hypnotic trance. It was almost like magic, for lack of a better word. I stood there, dumbfounded, like my soul had been sucked from my body. Who's there? She repeated her question, which brought me back to reality. Though I still had to fight to maintain my wits, enough to respond coherently. My sister has fallen very ill, and she desperately needs medicine. I was told that the person who lives here is a skilled herbalist. Could I please get something to treat her? What are her symptoms? She's got an extremely high fever that won't come down. She has no appetite, she's only drinking water, and she can't get out of bed. We are going to want to lower her fever first. After that, get her on a nutritious diet. I'm going to give you 2 medications. Give her the first while her fever's high, and the second after it's come down. Thank you very much. Her voice wasn't bright and energetic like Nell's. It was more restrained, somber and quiet, yet simultaneously clear and sharp. The sound tickled my curiosity. I wanted to know what she looked like. I wanted to know what kind of girl stood on the other side of that door. With a voice that pretty, she must be equally lovely, I thought. And I had to see it for myself. And my wish didn't fall on deaf ears when she opened the door to hand me the herbal medicine and take my money. Her head peeked out between the crack, ever so slightly. I said I would tell you everything, exactly as it happened, so I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. It was unsettling. It was nothing like I had imagined from her voice. Her skin had, I guess, fallen off or something, because you could see the raw, red flesh underneath. To say it was hard to look at would be an understatement. Most of her face was covered by a black hood, so all I could see was her mouth and chin, but even that much was harrowing. But the last thing I wanted to do was look away. For all I knew, that was why she had become a recluse. And I couldn't let myself hurt her, so I suppressed my own disgust and put on my best smile. People often tell me I have a very pleasant amiable smile. So I figured I could use that to prevent her from picking up on what I was actually going on through my head. And when she saw my face, a look of surprise seemed to cross hers. Ooh, boy. The witch's herbs did indeed seem to help some. Going to visit her was better than talking to any of the local doctors. Nonetheless, Nell hadn't been cured. She was only feeling a little bit better. So I kept paying the witch visits, kept purchasing more herbs from her. And every time I went to that cottage and heard her sweet voice, I imagined how much sweeter it would sound without the door obstructing it. Even knowing what she looked like didn't stop the curiosity from growing within me. From what I gathered talking to her, there wasn't much of an age difference between us either. She was 16, and I was 17. And I'm sure you know how it is when you meet someone around your age, you feel sort of sense of kinship. This girl I had originally believed to be some kind of otherworldly witch was starting to feel like a regular person like me. Through our conversations, I managed to learn her name, as well as the fact that she had come here from a faraway country. We were both a long way from home. Thinking she might open up even more to someone who'd been through a similar experience, I decided to try inviting her to go on a walk with me. It's not healthy to stay holed up inside all the time. You've got this beautiful lake right here. What do you say we take a little walk around the shoreline? To my surprise, she accepted. Ah. Okay. Hello, Morgana. Great weather, isn't it? I love the way the sun reflects off the surface of the lake. It's gorgeous. Are you okay? I'm in disbelief, to tell you the truth. Huh? What for? You've seen my face. You know how hideous I am, and still you invited me on a walk. You are a very peculiar person. Is it really that strange? I mean, we are almost the same age, so I figured we might make pretty good friends. Want to make friends with me? Well, sure. We've been through a lot of the same things, so we can understand each other better than most. Understand each other? Yeah. We are both young, but we've been through some rough times. I'm going to be blunt with you. You have not been through anything like I have. What? No? If you had experienced the things I have, you wouldn't be smiling right now. I haven't known you long, but I don't need to have in order to know how unequivocal dissimilar we are. That we were cut from a very different cloth. Well, yeah, we are people. We are not made of cloth, so that's not what that means, you know. Oh. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be so harsh. In fact, I would say you are much better off not being in my position. It sounds like you've been through a lot. If you don't mind me asking what happened to you, I'd be happy to lend an ear. It might make you feel a bit better to get it off your chest. And that is what's so different about us. Huh? I will not tell you about myself. No. That said, I do appreciate the concern. Thank you. Sure, you're welcome. She's not very open with people, huh? Though I guess that's only to be expected. She hasn't spent much time around other people, looking the way she does. I wonder if there's anything I could do for her. At least get her to show a little bit of emotion. Say, if it's not too much to ask, you think we could maybe do this again sometime? Don't expect me to lower my prices. I'm not trying to squeeze a better deal out of you. I just want to get to know you better. Nothing more to it. No ulterior motives. Promise? Did you forget I've already said I won't be telling you about myself? Alright, then it doesn't have to be about you. We can talk about anything, whatever you want. Do you have a favorite food? Any hobbies? Nothing in particular. Well, that was a fruitful conversation. Okay. Okay, Rap. I have no interest or tastes worth mentioning. So if you want to talk, I suppose that leaves you to be the subject. Me? Tell me about yourself. My life's not all that exciting. Maybe, well, anything I had to tell you would probably just bore you. I'm not looking for excitement. Okay. Well, alright, then. I guess I can tell you about myself. And so I did. Okay. I told her about my family situation, and I told her about Nell, and that was pretty much all I had to talk about. For the most part, she hardly even reacted to anything I said, so it was difficult to tell if she was listening or not. But she would urge me to continue whenever I'd go quiet for more than a few moments, so I suppose she was listening. Every time I came to purchase more medicine, we would go on a walk around the lake together. A single loop around the shoreline didn't give us much time to talk, but my attempts to reduce our walking pace or stop to extend our time together were flatly ignored. And she refused to go around more than once, claiming it would disturb her daily rhythm. That said, she never refused an invitation either, so I don't think she particularly disliked me. Yet. Anyway. That bird is loud. That bird is loud in my ear. Holy fuck. Alright. Ooh, a robin. What does a robin have to do with your sister? Nothing. I just saw one over there. If you listen, you can hear it sing. They migrate somewhere warmer when it gets cold. They just fly off to someplace more comfortable. If I had wings like a bird, maybe I could be free too. There is not a single creature living in this world that is free. What? Birds regularly get shot down by hunters or preyed on by larger birds. Way to let the mood down, huh? Okay, well. The idea that they are free is nothing more than man's short-sighted delusion. Sorry, I guess. No, I should be apologizing. I wasn't trying to attack you. I simply lack the ability to properly emphasize with others. I do not understand people. So please, if I say anything that upsets you or makes you uncomfortable, don't assume that was my intention. Sure. Maybe you're hiding it, or maybe you just don't know it yet, but I think you've got more empathy than you're letting on. Surely you can't say nothing affects you at all. You are human. So you don't have to be so closed off. I might not be able to do much for you, but I do want to get to know you better. I want to understand you. So if you ever feel like talking about yourself, just know that you've got an eager pair of ears here.
Oh my.
Okay. If there were ever someone who could understand me, who could emphasize with me, it could not be human. What do you mean? That you would need to be far removed from any idea of humanity to have a chance at understanding me. Regardless, I do appreciate your kind words. Sure. So, out of curiosity, do you have anyone, really important to you in your life? Not at the moment. Does that mean you used to? I'd love to hear about them if you don't mind. They are all long dead. 4 years ago, something unpleasant occurred. And as a result of that, I was forced to part ways with the people who taught me that humans have a capability for kindness. Oh, I'm sorry. Well then, if your sister's condition worsens again, come see me. Farewell. Hey, maybe we could walk a little slower next time, so we have more time to talk. I want to get to know you better. I'll consider it. Does it really require that much thought? So long. Bye. See you soon. Man, he's quite persistent, isn't he? Jesus.
No means no!
Things continued on like that for a while. Nell bounced back and forth between getting better and getting worse. Emotionally, I followed not far behind, getting very little in the way of peace of mind. Having to spend so much time worrying over looking after Nell was starting to wear me out, even though I knew good and well she had it much worse than me. I wanted to be done with it all. I wanted to be free. I wanted her to get better as soon as possible, so I could stop agonizing over her. So at some point I started wishing for a miracle. I didn't care if it came from God, an angel, or something less holy. I just wanted someone to cure Nell and take the weight off my shoulders. And during one of our walks, I let that slip. I'll take anything at this point to make her better. I'll even take a miracle if I can get one. I assumed she would, as she had a tendency to, say that people who believed in miracles were delusional. She was, in my mind, very much a realist. Which is why her response surprised me so much. Do you sincerely wish for a miracle? What? Do you truly want a miracle, no matter what form it may take? Well, yeah. I've tried everything else. God is all I can ask for help anymore. I know what you're going to say. There's no such thing as miracles. If there were, Nell would already be better. I've prayed every single night for her recovery. It's all just a delusion. I know. Miracles do exist, though. What? If you have faith, and you sincerely wish for her to be healed, you will be granted your miracle. What are you talking about, Morgana? You've said many times that you wish to know more about me. Yeah, I have. Well, I'll grant you that wish. As you listen to my story, you will come to understand why I said you will never be able to emphasize with me. And as you do, hope will sprout up within you. Here in my lakeside cottage, I am known as a witch, but I did not used to be called such. No? I am the daughter of God. Most people would dismiss such a claim as madness, and I almost did exactly that. But there was something strangely enchanting about her voice, and I found myself slowly drawn into her tale, listening intently to her every word. The more I heard, the harder it was to believe she was lying. And before long, I was convinced she was the daughter of God, a saint, whose blood had miraculous powers. Her first cry ended a lengthy drought in the village where she was born, and her blood cured the sick. She rolled up one sleeve to show me her arm. Practically every inch of her skin, from her shoulder to the tips of her fingers, was scarred from where she had been cut. According to her, the scarring had once been far worse, but had improved with the applicant of ointment. Every single one of those scars, she said, marked a person who had sought her blood. And I believed every word. There was something about her that set her apart from the rest of us normal people, like she was some higher being. They were not self-inflicted wounds, not the marks of someone who had tried to take her own life, but symbols of the great sacrifices she had made. She offered to give Nell her blood, and without a moment's hesitation, I accepted. It's kind of eerie. That's even more eerie. I was about to say there's like no music or anything at all, and that was freaking me the fuck out. And then that played just now, all of a sudden. Holy crap. I got tingles going up my spine. Woo! Alright. Wait. I don't remember. Did she meet... Oh, wait. Oh, wait. No, never mind. Yeah, I remember. Okay, she went to go visit Nell, right? That's right, okay. I thought they never met, but now that I'm remembering, yeah, she did. Like once, right? And then the rest of the times there was Mel collecting the blood. Alright. Anyway, sorry. Mel? Hey, Nell, I'm back. And I brought someone with me. A saint. A saint? Yep, she's here because medicine hasn't been working for you. She can perform miracles, so she's going to cure you. Miracles? That's right, her blood has miraculous healing powers. Blood? Fear not, my beloved sister. Hear my words and do as I say. You must have faith for the miracle to be performed correctly. I give you my blessing, that it may bestow unto you salvation. I give you my love, and I give you relief. Hey now, whoa, phrasing. Hear my words. I hear them. Not in that way, god damn it. Heed my words. Alright. This body was created not in a mortal womb. This flesh is not the flesh of man. This blood is not the blood of man. The water that flows through these veins, these holy veins, flows from the river of creation. Have mercy on them, O Father. May the infirm find comfort in your warmth. May the destitute find reprieve in your generosity. May my flesh bring nourishment and health unto this girl. Bestow upon her your blessing, O Father. Damn! Morgana held a pale hand above Nell's mouth and, without hesitation, sliced her own wrist. Blood slowly trickled down her middle finger from the cut, dripping into the gap between Nell's bluish lips. I stood there, entranced by the scene. It was like I was witnessing some kind of ritual. I wasn't sure, however, whether to describe it as sacred or profane. Watching the fresh blood trickle from the cut on her wrist made me break out into a sweat, feeling like I was violating a taboo. My knees rattled, and I could hardly stay on my feet. Needles pricked my hands. Thoughts slipped through my fingers before they could fully form. Had I crossed a line that wasn't meant to be crossed? Had I stepped into a territory man was never supposed to enter? In time, I stopped processing Morgana's prayers as words. It became nothing but a rhythmical sequence of sounds bouncing around in my head. The line of sight grew gradually narrower. What? Are you alright? The ceremony is complete. How's Nell? She is asleep right now, but she should awaken soon. Oh, good. My blood has the power to cause miracles, but you must remember that the miracle is predicated on your faith. So, are you saying we need to worship you? No. I am merely God's progeny. Your praises and prayers should be directed at my Father, the Lord God. I should get going then. Hey, thank you very much. When Morgana had said I would never be able to understand or emphasize with her, she had not been lying. Having only heard her tell of it, I'd still believed that there was room for me to close the gap between us. That we still had enough in common. But seeing it with my own eyes, feeling it with my entire being, I no longer had any illusions of us being on the same plane. As I gave her my thanks, my voice was audibly trembling. Thank you. Mel? Come on, get up, dearest Mel. Oh, Mel. Mel? Aha, finally. You're awake, sleepyhead. What's with the look? Am I making a funny face? Are you good to be up and about? Yep. I woke up this morning feeling wonderful. Feel my forehead, Mel. See? No fever. It's gone. She actually performed a miracle. I only remember bits and pieces, but I remember a really pretty saint lady showing up and giving me her blood. That's how she remembers it? Her memory is pretty hazy, huh? And then I got this warm and fuzzy feeling inside me. Then I had this really strange dream. A kind of dream. There were a whole bunch of lights floating all around me, and they were changing into all sorts of different colors. It was the most wonderful dream. That doesn't help me understand at all, Nell. It was a good dream, and that's what matters. It must have been the Saint Lady's power at work. Must be, yeah. I'm so relieved you're feeling better, Nell. Sorry for all the trouble I caused you. But now everything can go back to normal. Yep, all back to normal.
Or so we thought. Didn't.
Shit. She wants to thank me. Yeah. Nell's insisting I let her meet you so she can show her gratitude. So if it's all right, would you mind coming to supper sometime? That would probably not be wise. Huh? Why not? It would hardly be pleasant having to eat in the presence of a face as grotesque as mine. And I doubt your sister would react well to the sight of it. I don't think it would cause any problems. Nell isn't the kind of girl to judge someone by their looks, I don't think. Perhaps not, but to her I'm a saint, not a normal person. In her mind, she thinks I'm beautiful, doesn't she? Caught him there. We must maintain that illusion. It is essential to the miracle that her faith remains unwavering, and on some level that faith depends on her idolized image of me. You think so? Though our time together was brief, I could see it in her. She is a girl with a great love of beauty. And perhaps the same could be said of you. I don't judge people by how they look. It's what's inside that matters. I'll take you at your word. Thanks. So, are you sure you don't want to come? I really shouldn't. I'm terribly sorry. Oh, okay. Why in the world am I feeling relieved? That's a good question. Why was he feeling relieved with that being said? Huh. Nell recovering was a huge weight off my shoulders. Now everything could go back to the way it was, quiet and unremarkable. I could finally go out and get a real job, forget about my old life, live like a regular old commoner. That was what I was going to do, for the both of us. The problem was, Nell hadn't actually recovered completely. She was in nearly perfect health the first few days after drinking Morgana's blood. But soon her fever came back. She stopped being able to get out of bed, and to top it all off, she started having lengthy coughing fits. During some of them, she coughed up little bits of bloody phlegm. I nearly had a panic attack, so I rushed down to Morgana's cottage and told her what was happening, to which she responded with a quizzical tilt of her head. Nell's health meant everything to me. It certainly wasn't the curiosity her head tilt seemed to make it out to be. But it didn't seem to bother her at all. The miracle took place, but it didn't persist. That doesn't make much sense. But it's true. She can't get out of bed. And it's not a problem with her faith. I've been teaching her the word of God every night. And she absolutely believes in you. In her saint. Lower your voice. I will perform another miracle for her. You'll do it again? I will not forsake those who are in need. And it will stick this time, right? I cannot promise anything. But why? Your miracles aren't supposed to be temporary, are they? Whether they are or not is decided by you and your sister. You're my only hope, though. Please do not worry. If a second blessing is not enough to cure her of her ailment, then I will visit and give her my blood as many times as is necessary. I will gladly give her every last drop of my blood in my body. I assure you, my father does not want to see two young souls like yourselves torn apart. And neither do I. We should get going. Alright. I don't know. That kind of seemed a little fishy there. Weirdly enough. For the second time, Morgana had Nell drink her blood. And for the second time, she was healthy again the next morning. And for the second time, she fell ill again shortly thereafter. Her fever returned. I went to go get Morgana, and she gave Nell her blood once again. The cycle repeated again and again. And every time, I had to watch her go through that ceremony. It was exhausting. And I wasn't sure I could handle it much longer. I started thinking maybe there wasn't anything sacred about any of this. That it was as blasphemous as it looked from the outside. I was making a girl cut her own wrist and feed my sister her blood. Nothing about that sounded right. I had nowhere else to go, and no one else to ask for help. When I was with Morgana, listening to her words of reassurance, she, without fail, wiped away all the doubt I had. Yikes. It wasn't until after she left that the wave of regret hit me. I wasn't sure what was right and what was wrong anymore. I wasn't sure what to do anymore. Every time I went to go see Morgana, it got more difficult to look her in the eye. I stopped asking her on walks as often, and I stopped trying to have chats with her. Not so much out of a sense of guilt, but because I was getting to be afraid of her. Plot thickens there, eh? Be very afraid. One of those draining days, someone knocked on the door. I can probably guess who this would be, right? I hadn't asked Morgana to come down that day, so I wasn't sure who it could be. I'm taking a wild guess and say it's the other, the second perpetrator, right? The other, I forget who it was. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? I hope. The one who basically cuts off her arm, right? Nell was asleep in her bed, so I quietly rose from my seat and made my way to the door, trying not to wake her. Who is it? Hello? Who's there? Okay. I would not... I mean, you already made yourself known, right? And by how the background looks, you have lights on, so I mean, you're fucked. You have to answer the door, right? Or else they're probably just gonna barge in, you know? I had an inkling of suspicion, but having been raised in such a sheltered environment, I didn't understand exactly how dangerous it was to thoughtlessly open the door to anyone who came knocking. Okay, well. Oh boy. I pulled the door inward a couple of inches and tried to take a peek through the crack. When out of nowhere, someone grabbed my shoulder and shoved me, helpless to resist, into the house. A man stood there above me. Yep, this is the guy. Yep, I knew it. Okay. What do you think you're doing? What do you want from me? I don't have anything valuable. I'm just a regular old peasant.
I am not here to rob you.
What?
You are in contact with the witch, are you not?
Hmm?
The girl who lives by the lake calls herself a witch.
Witch? I don't know any witch. The only one who lives there is a saint.
A saint? I was told she was a witch. But regardless, there's a girl who lives there with miracle blood, no? Looks like I've got the right person.
What do you want from me?
I want you to help me. Huh? I need you to lure the witch out into the open.
And why do you need that?
Because I need her blood. I need to get my hands on the witch's miracle blood.
Then go ask her for it yourself. Why should I have to help you?
She won't open the door for me. But you, I've seen you talking to her. You seem to be quite friendly with the witch.
Ah, you've been stalking him, huh? Well, him and her.
Taking little walks around their lake.
Oh my god, for a long time, huh?
Yeesh.
Get a life. How?
I need your help.
And what are you going to do once you have her outside?
I have orders from the Lord to take her captive.
Oh, so he was already like doing mercenary work. Oof. Under orders of that lord, huh? Yikes. Alright. What? The Lord? Why would he?
That is none of your concern.
You expect me to buy that?
All I need from you is to get the witch out of that house.
Why would I?
She doesn't trust me. I could always force my way in, but there's a chance something might go wrong, and I can't risk that.
If she hears your voice, she'll open the door, yes?
The witch trusts you, unlike me. With your help, there's no risk of anything going wrong.
You barge in here and tell me you want to capture her, and you think I'm just going to agree to help? Like hell I will.
Oh, don't you worry. You'll get your share.
You need the witch's blood too, right? I don't care about getting a share. You're asking me to deceive her. I don't care what you think she is. She hasn't done anything wrong, so no, I won't help you capture her.
You leave me no choice then.
What? He approached the bed where Nell slept. Okay, this is getting weird. Drawing his sword and pressing the tip against her throat. Okay, well. Well, I guess we know that he's an asshole, so it's not really a surprise. It happened so quickly and without any warning, my mind couldn't keep up. I stood there, mouth half open like an idiot.
If I were courageous, if I were gallant and brave, then maybe I would have grabbed him, pulled him away from Nell. But my legs seemed to be severed from my mind. They were frozen to the floor like two useless rocks. You have two options. Either you say no and protect the witch.
Get away.
Or you help me capture her.
Get away from her, right now.
And if you choose the witch, I will kill the girl.
Get away! Make a decision. Get away from her!
You'll have until the count of 10. If you don't choose, I will kill the girl. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll help you. So get your sword out of her face. Don't kill her.
I thought you would hold out until the last second. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's get going. Get moving. You pitiful little boy.
I felt like jumping into a lake. I couldn't make sense of how I had ended up in such a position. Just a few months earlier, I had been living back at my family's estate, hardly a worry in the world. Nell had been healthy and happy. It hadn't been exciting, no, but I had figured that was how things would always be. That one day I would fall for some noble girl, Ned would get jealous, and I would have to spend several days or even weeks pacifying her. Hey, isn't that what happened? In the future? You know what I mean. Oh my god, it's getting confusing. Not really, if you think about it. Anyway, everyone would be happy. A life free of troubles. Yeah, right. Because that was normal, and I was normal. Yeah, no. So what was I doing living in some tiny cottage so far from home, feeding my sick sister miracle blood? What was I doing walking beside this barbarian? What was I doing at all? Good questions. I was conflicted. Part of me hoped we would never arrive at the lake, and part of me wanted to get there as quickly as possible so I could maybe be done with all of this. But time plodded on no quicker or slower than normal. Yeah. Tough luck. And we arrived at Morgana's door in short order, irrespective of my own selfish hopes. The thought of what was going to happen next filled me with a crushing sense of guilt. I may have been afraid of Morgana, but I had no grudge against her. I was actually quite grateful to her. She was still healing Nell, even if the ceremony to do so inspired fear within me. There we go. Those are the words. Right. She didn't hesitate to cut her own wrist open for Nell and for me. She didn't grimace or even frown, though I knew it had to hurt. I knew damned well she wasn't a bad person, that she hadn't done anything to warrant being taken into custody. She might very well have been a genuine saint, but there I was selling her out because a man with a sword threatened me and my sister. O Father, who art in heaven, please forgive me for what I am about to do. Please forgive me.
Quit sniveling. You want her to get suspicious?
How? I can't. Please, oh God.
Quit crying. Or would you rather I kill you here? Just close your eyes. It will be over before you know it. Do it. Call on the witch.
Who's there? It's me. I'm not here about Nell today. I'm sorry for being so distant lately. I want to talk things over. I thought I heard a faint gasp through the door, and then she responded. I want to talk to you too. Why? Why did she have to want to talk now? She had always been so curt, so rational, so quick to cut down my fantasies. Never one to get emotional or sentimental. She had always given off the impression of being something greater than we were mere humans. Always been so aloof, never giving any indication she thought anything of me at all. But why? Why did she sound like a normal girl now? Why was her voice trembling slightly when she said she wanted to talk? Why now of all times? Yeah. And there she goes with the cutting of the arm off. Okay. Yep. Screaming in pain, obviously. Get back! No, stay away from me! No. Oof. Help! Don't kill me. Take it. What?
That's your share. Should last you long enough.
Why? 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 Did you take my arm? What do you mean by share? Why? Why?
And he ran away. It all happened in less than a minute. I told her I wanted to talk. She opened the door. Then I heard a sound like the wind whispering past my ear. And the next thing I knew, her cottage was covered in blood. Sprayed across the whole room. Slurp. ASMR! Never once did I expect anything to happen how it did. Well, things can happen in an instant, in a snap of the fingers. When he said, he wanted to capture her, I took it to mean exactly that. I hadn't thought he would turn brutal. Well, you don't know the man, so why did you think that he wouldn't do exactly that? Right? Honk honk. That he would do something so horrific. After the man cut her arm off, Morgana tumbled to the floor, floundering about as he watched, blood trickling down the curved blade in his hand. Her screams were indistinguishable from those of a normal person. Yeah, run away, you coward. Run away, little boy. Her arm. Kneeling in the grass of the lake shore, I vomited and I vomited and I vomited. The things I had seen in the cabin were far too much for me to handle. For my poor little boy's heart. I tossed the arm, Morgana's arm, the man had given me into the lake. What else was I supposed to do with it? It was an arm, a human arm. You would have to be insane to go around carrying someone's severed arm. I mean, he speaks the truth there. Jesus Christ. I tried to convince myself it was all a dream, some terrible nightmare, but I still could feel the warmth of her skin fresh on my hands. The warmth of her blood on my fingers, dragging me back to reality. My mind couldn't keep up with the flood of thoughts and emotions and images. I wanted to close my eyes, but I was too afraid I couldn't find the bloodbath in the cottage on my way back of my eyelids. which left me with nothing to do but wail. I was horrified at what I had done. I knew that I was the one who had set it all in motion. If I had kept quiet, Morgana wouldn't have had her arm cut off. But I didn't want to admit it was all my fault. I didn't want to accept that I had caused it. I did nothing wrong. It's not my fault. He threatened me. So it's not my fault. I had no choice. I didn't do anything. I frantically scrubbed my blood-soaked clothes in a lake. Take a bath, boy. As I watched the red cloud spread, I knew it was defiling something pure and beautiful, but my awareness of the fact was slowly dissipating like the blood through the clear water. By the time I had gotten all the blood off my clothes, the sun was beginning to set. I came back to my senses at the sound of the bird chirping, and quickly recalled that I had left Nell alone at the house. My legs were shaking, and I could barely keep myself upright, but remembering her gave me enough motivation to drag myself back home. If she hadn't been there waiting for me, I seriously might have thrown myself into the lake instead. Okay. Mel? What's the matter, dearest Mel? Where have you been? Mel? I'm so sorry. What? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Will you ever be able to forgive me? Dearest Mel? I never meant for this to happen. I'm so sorry. Please, I'm begging you to forgive me. I'm begging you. Were you not able to get my medicine? Is that what you're crying about? It's not that big of a deal, Mel. I'm just fine, honest. I'm all right. Thanks. He had to grit that through his teeth. Whew. Sucks to be him. Sucks to be Morgana, too. But he doesn't think about that. He just cares about himself. Selfish little fuck, man. He only cares about himself. Oh my god. I wanted to forget everything. I wanted to forget about my involvement, about the horrible things I had caused to happen. But whenever I lay down to go to sleep, I heard her screams, Morgana's animalistic howls. I saw her cottage, blood splattered everywhere. I felt her severed arm, still warm in my hands. From that day on, what sleep I got was hardly restful. Nell probably didn't notice anything through her feverish haze, but I'm willing to bet I looked like hell. Praying time would cause the memory to fade. I started looking for doctors again. Instead of clinging to a miracle, I would try to save Nell's sickness, cured the same way normal people would. At some point, though, all the money I had been given started running low. Just now? Damn. How much money was he given? Sheesh! If I had thought about it for 2 seconds, I would have seen it coming. I hadn't exactly been frugal in my attempts to find a cure for Nell, nor had I been especially concerned about money before she fell ill. I was so used to living like an aristocrat, and I hadn't succeeded in breaking those old habits. Oof. Well, I guess you, what's the term? Screwed the pooch on this one. You should have noticed beforehand, and stopped with your little aristocratic spending habits. You should have put an end to it, you fool! Which left me with only one thing I could do for Nell. Be with her day in and day out. Every day that passed, I lost a little bit more hope. If I couldn't do anything and Nell died, I would be utterly alone.
And that was what scared me more than anything. The nightmares were eating away at me, leaving me with nowhere to run. And if I didn't have someone there with me, I wouldn't have been able to hold myself together. After 3 or so more days of me sitting by Nell's bedside, hardly moving, there was a knock on the door. Okay, the guess would be either the quote-unquote new scientist or the guy that's come back. But chances on that one are low, so we'll see. Who's there? Who is it? Oh, it is! Well, colored me surprised. Alright. Let me guess, the Lord wanted to, end ties of the involvement. Yeah. Something tells me he's about to get threatened with his life. Maybe. Open the door. Wait, no. Wrong voice. Wrong voice. Oh my god. I need to end at some point. Holy crap. I'll end it in a few minutes. I gotta wrap it up, or this is gonna be a very long video. Very long. Open the door, unless you want me to kick it down. My suspicion was correct. I couldn't think of anyone else who would come to visit. But what I didn't know was why he had come back. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Open the door. Leave me alone, please. I want nothing to do with anything you're doing. Open the door. No, I'm not letting you in for any reason. Okay then, I'll break it down. Don't. My sister's inside sleeping. I don't need you waking her up. Then open it. What do you need? I did everything you asked me to do already. Why would he be asking this? What happened to the witch's arm? I threw it. I threw it away. Really think I was going to keep that? A person's arm? Mel? What's going on? Do we have a visitor? God damn it. Nell. I should get them something to drink. Don't worry about it, Nell. You get some sleep, alright? Can we go outside? I'd really rather not talk in here. Fine by me. So that's your sister. Explains why you look so much alike. That's none of your damned business. You wanted the miracle blood to cure your sick sister, did you not? And you are telling me you threw the arm away? Okay, hold up. This is the asshole, right? Back in Morgana's memory and then reincarnated and such into, like, bigger asshole territory, right? So why are we seeing him depicted right now with a sad face? Well, not sad, but more like a... regretful? No. What's the right word? Disheartened? Maybe. I don't know. Guilty? Maybe. Because he is looking away. I don't know. It's something. It's something in relative of those terms. Words. Anyways. Yeah. Something doesn't add up. He was... So either in Morgana's tale, he wasn't actually an asshole, but maybe, I'm not sure. This is a little weird. Huh. Alright, I'll continue on. Sorry.
Are you interested in getting more blood?
What?
We are taking the witch's blood, turning it into a medicine and selling it through the church.
Selling it? You're doing business in a house of worship?
No, I suppose we are technically giving it away, but we are asking for tithes.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Maybe. I don't know. So really, it's the same thing.
Basically donations, right? That's what that word means. Alright.
I'm not from this land, so to me it looks no different from business, but the people here, they see it as a charity. The Lord says if you'll assist us, he'll provide you with the medicine we are making.
The Lord? Why would the Lord be...
Hell if I know.
Obviously, it's to shut you up. God damn it. He heard that you were involved, and so to shut you up, aka make you even more involved, he's sucking you in for, like... God damn it. Come on. Come on, man. Mel, please. Alright, well, whatever.
Hell if I know, because it seems like good money. Whatever.
Oh, shit.
So, will you help us? Will you help? Will you help, please?
You're gonna make me get my hands dirty for you again? I can't. Not again.
All right. I forgot to mention one detail. You don't have a choice this time.
Yeah, see, there we go. It's either you do this, continue on, or we kill you because you're involved. And we can't have loose lips. Right? Yeah. Huh?
You know about the miracle blood, which means we can't let you go unattended. If you say no, I have permission from the Lord to kill you on the spot.
Why?
So, will you help us? Or will you die here?
Damn, not given much choice, huh? Given no choice. Put into a really bad spot, and because you're such a coward. But, I mean, what was he supposed to do, right? I mean, I get it, but... Oof. What was the right thing for me to do then? Should I have fought back and died? Should I have tried to run? I mean... Nah, I guess you gotta value your life and your sister's life, too, yeah, I guess. But... Should I have taken my own life? I'm sure you've heard enough to know by now that I'm a weakling, a pushover. I didn't have the spine to do anything but agree to meet with the Lord. He told me about the mansion, and he gave me one of the set of 3 keys. I wanted so badly to get rid of the key. But with that man's shadow constantly hanging over me, I couldn't bring myself to do it. Not when I could be the next one to end up losing a limb or 2. There was no way I could have disobeyed them. Oh, well, no, you misunderstood. He was threatening to kill you, not for you to lose a limb or 2. So, yeah. And that's everything that's happened 6 months ago. Damn! 6 months? Sheesh. Every day since I arrived here, I've brought Morgana breakfast and supper. 2 meals a day. Oh my gosh, she is living the life, isn't she? Jesus Christ. She doesn't say anything, but I saw it in her eyes the first time I stepped through the door. How could you do that to me? Well, I mean, what do you expect? heard her smile at you and say, "Thank you, sir." I've never looked her in the eyes since, because I'm too afraid of what I might see in them. Scorn, vengeful hate, despair. And that is how I ended up here.
Everyone's so silent.
So he was threatened. He didn't actually want to cause Morgana harm.
That doesn't excuse what he's done, though.
See? What did I tell you? I'm not at all the brother you thought I was. Mock me. Ridicule me. Call me worthless, a coward, a terrible person. Go on. What are you waiting for? But you were threatened, Mel. He said he would hurt me, hurt you. That's the only reason you went along with him. You didn't do anything wrong, Oh, okay. No, he did do wrong, but I mean, yeah, he was being threatened. Don't give him excuses to say that he didn't do any wrong. He still did. There is truth in that. He did do wrong, but was it to his complete fault? No. The other man is the bad guy, not you. You did the best you could. You didn't have a choice. That terrible man forced you to do everything. Nell. You didn't do anything wrong, dearest Mel. No, I didn't. I didn't do anything wrong. I had no other choice.
That's not true. All you are doing is closing your eyes.
What?
You mustn't coddle yourself.
What was I supposed to do then? Don't be mean to my Mel.
Did you really do your best that you could? Did you even once try to do something about this situation, as hopeless as it may have seemed? Could you not even conceive of any other options? Could you not have come up with something else to say at Morgana's house? Something that might have given her even the slightest clue she was in danger.
But
even when she opened the door, did you do anything? Did you even so much as attempt to stop him?
My legs were shaking so bad I couldn't move. There was no way I could have stopped him.
Then, at the very least, you shouldn't have fled. You should have stayed and told her the truth. That you weren't there willingly, and maybe she wouldn't have felt so utterly betrayed.
But he was there. You think I could have actually stayed there with him? Not a chance. And it's not like Morgana would have...
She opened the door because she trusted you.
Got him.
She isn't the easiest person to read, but she was opening up to you. And what did you do with that trust?
Stop it. Please, you've made your point. It's not all Mel's fault either. If anything, he's a victim. He was trying to protect me.
Were you listening to anything he said, Nell? You were not Mel's first priority. His priority was his life, himself. He did what he did for his own sake.
Damn. Clap on that one. Well, what did you expect me to do? Pull courage I don't have out of thin fucking air. What's so wrong with self-preservation? There was nothing I could have done to stop him. I'd love to see you try and do any better. Then maybe you'll understand how scared I was, how little I could have done.
Yeah, well, I wasn't there, now was I? It was you. You, Mel.
Boom. Added dialogue that could have been cool to see. Eh? It must have been nice to be an outsider, to talk with my experiences like you know anything, analyze my decisions, go on about what I should have done. You don't have a damned clue how terrifying it all was, how I felt having to go through it. Oh yeah, you're right, it sure would be a courageous thing to do, to sacrifice your life for someone else. But you know what? People like that only exist in stories. Ooh, okay. Throwing a little bit back, that's nice. Okay. Except you don't actually understand that. You just want to give me crap for not being perfect.
Do you want my pity? Is that all you want? If I tell you I feel bad for you, and oh how hard it must have been for you, will that satisfy you? Do you not want to know what you can do now?
What's even left to do? Nothing I do is going to make her situation any better. It won't make her arm come back.
All is not yet lost. Open your eyes. Take a good, long look inside yourself. Think about what you can do. Stop sitting on your hands, Mel, telling yourself it's too late. There's still time to make a difference. You just have to commit to act. I don't think you are an especially bad or cowardly person. No, I don't think. I think you are an ordinary young man. It might sound like I'm telling you to do the impossible. But soon, the time will come when you must make your choice. When you must stand up and take some responsibility for what you've done. No one's childhood lasts forever. The good days are long behind you before you ever realize that they've passed. When faced with the consequences of your actions, you should not have turned and run, but held yourself accountable. It is perhaps a disproportionately large burden you had to bear, but it's fast approaching, and you need to make a decision. Find your courage. Set Morgana free. Mel.
Mel? But even if I open the door for her, it's too little too late. She'll never forgive me after.
Is her forgiveness the reason you should act? No, it's penance for what you've done to her. Atonement for your sins. Whether she forgives you or not is besides the damned point. The question on the table right now is whether you are going to do the right thing.
And what about her blood? Without Saint's blood, Nell won't. You don't have to worry about me, dearest Mel. My life isn't so important that I want to take someone else's life away to keep it. I'll think about what I can do to help too. It's partially my fault after all. So please, Mel, set the Sanctus free.
Your quiet life is built on a foundation of lies. And I know that by now, you have realized there's no real value in a life like that. You wanted to do something about this. You sought salvation.
Salvation? But who would give it to me?
I only told you I would.
But why?
Because I promised you.
And you expect me to believe that?
Yes. If you choose to sit here and wallow in your regret, there's no going back. Now is your only chance to make a change. Mel.
Yeah. All right. I'll help. I'll help you. Set her free. Dearest Mel, I knew all along that was what I needed to do. But I could never bring myself to act on it. There was no way I could accomplish anything alone. I'm basically helpless on my own. Everything about this is so completely outside anything I've ever had to deal with before. So I had no way of having any idea what I was supposed to do about it. God can be pretty cruel. Why would he force a boy like me to make such a difficult choice?
Yes. Yes, he can be. You were made to be part of a more normal, a less tumultuous world. But you've come too far to go back to that. So the least you can do is change the world you are in now.
Yeah. I doubt I need to remind you, but you know, you can't get in with only my key. You need all three. And the other two, they don't feel an ounce of remorse. Taking their keys won't be easy.
Easy or not, we have to get them. And I'm sure there's a way. There must be.
Just so we're clear, you're not going to overpower them. The guy with the sword's much stronger than you, and he knows how to use a blade. And he's a lord's bodyguard, so you are not getting near the lord either. Even the two of us together wouldn't stand a chance against him. You seem pretty weak, from the looks of you. Who knows, maybe I am stronger than you.
God, I really want to hit this boy.
Deep breaths, Mikkel. Deep breaths. Oh, shit.
There must be some way we can get to their keys. I know they both have people they are close to.
Huh? People they are close to?
We can talk about that later. Now that you've made your decision, talking with me isn't your top priority, is it?
Nell? Nell. I'm sorry for involving you in all this. And I'm really sorry for being, well, for being what I am. No prince, that's for sure. You always were my prince though, dearest Mel. You did your best to be the brother I wanted you to be. Honestly, I adored the way you fawned over me. All that affection just felt so good. What? It made me feel like I was special, important. Having someone to care for, to pamper, it was empowering. That's the kind of guy your brother is. If someone else, some other girl were ever to show up and call me her prince, say she loved me, I would probably try and act like a prince for her too. Why would you say that? Because all this, it's been hard. It's been so hard on me, with such a huge weight on my shoulders, that every so often I would think, just how much easier would it be if I could get rid of her? Oh my god! Jesus! If Morgana was just a regular girl, not a saint or a witch or any of that, just a pretty girl about my age, she might have been the one getting all my attention instead of you. That's who I am. That's not you, dearest Mel. You're just beating yourself up. Maybe you would have chosen her over me, but that wouldn't make you any less of a kind of man. How can you say that after everything I just told you? Because to Mel, Tell me how despicable I am, Nell. I'm not the brother you once adored anymore, am I? You are not what I thought you were. But you are still my one and only brother. That will never change, no matter what kind of person you become. It was wrong of me to try and make you into my prince, Mel. I shouldn't have done my job. I should have done my job as your one and only sister in the whole wide world. Been there to help you as much as you helped me. I kept pushing my fairy tale fantasies onto you, and you did your best to live up to them. And I ended up forcing you to pretend to be someone you are not. That's not true, Nell. I enjoyed feeling idolized. But you knew it couldn't last forever, didn't you? I should have been beside you, not looking up at you. I let you coddle me. I let myself indulge in your love. I thought everything would be alright as long as you kept telling me how adorable I was. They were like magic words to me. I kept my eyes shut. Mel, starting today, I'm going to do my best to be your sister. I'm all done holding you to fairy tale ideals. I won't make you pretend to be a prince for me anymore. And I won't try to be your princess either. I'm just going to be your little sister. So get back on your feet and stand tall, dearest Mel. I know you'll probably have to pay for what you've done when the Saintess goes free. And I know I'll probably cry about it for days. But I won't regret making the decision. Well, I don't know what to say. I wasn't expecting you to handle this so maturely. You are putting your big brother to shame, Nell. Mother once told me that girls grow up faster than boys. She was right about that. Thank you, Nell, for accepting me, in spite of all the awful things I've done, and for having me as your brother. You're quite welcome, dearest Mel. Aww. Kind of. In all this fucked up situation, it's a tiny little aww. Alright, perfect moment to finally end this fucking video. My god. It's in multiple parts, but I think if I can add it all up together, it's probably like 2.5 hours long. My god. Maybe even long. I think it's maybe 3 hours. Oh god, I hope not. Oh boy, sorry for the long video. But it was a good one, wasn't it? Holy shit. Oh boy. So yeah. Long ass video. You're probably watching it in parts, just as I have had to record it in parts. I apologize for that. A lot happened though, so that's good. We are finally done with kind of the retelling of his side of things. My major guess is that we're about to try and go through the swordsman side of things, and then finally the lords, which I'm not looking forward to, but I suppose we must, shall we? This is looking to be the longest chapter so far. Holy crap. I mean, I guess it makes sense. This is probably the finale, right? Maybe the final chapter. I hope. if it ends up like another twist and something else happens and the story just continues on again, holy crap, I'm gonna be surprised. But this feels like such a fucking like like a finale feeling, doesn't it? But of course, like don't ever feel like something's close to ending, because guess what? Plot twist. It's not ending. Probably. But good chapter not chapter. Good session nonetheless. Quite a long video. A lot happened. And I hope you all stick around for the next one. So see you then. Stick around for next time. See ya. Bye-bye.